Hey guys, welcome back. So I did make a video like I promised I would make, an actual flower video, and the flower turned out horrible. So it was kind of like a heart flower. So on the petal it was the shape of a heart, and I did 6 of them. But my clay has been so soft because it's been so hot and humid out here, that it turned out like not good at all. So I had to scrap that, and I haven't had time to think of another one, but I did take, let me show you what I ended up doing with it. So I don't think you can really see what this was, but you can see the heart petals, and there were 4, there were 6 petals, and it was a nice flower, but my hearts weren't defined really well. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a square top here, and yeah, it just didn't turn out the way I wanted it. So I ended up squishing that flower like this, and I made it reduced and just kept reducing it and put like 4 of them together, and then I ended up making this instead. So even though we ruined the one flower, we ended up with a nice flower out of it. So we got a pretty pink flower. So I'll probably put these up for sale on my meandthemutts.com. I have like 6 of them. They're about 2 inches. So I will probably put these online for you guys if you're interested. And the second thing is, since we didn't have time to make the flower, I didn't want to not be here because I really enjoy coming in here and working, and I haven't been able to do that since we got back from Disneyland. And I have some free time now, and I don't have anybody home. And so one of you guys placed an order with me last week, and you asked me to make you custom cutters. You wanted a barrette cutter with holes in it because you hate lining them up. So this is what we made for her. I don't remember her name right now, but if you're watching, hi, thank you for the idea. I appreciate it. So anyways, we have 2 of these, and these are going to be barrettes that you'd put over a bun with the, I guess you call them hair slides. So I found these in my closet. I don't know how long I've had them. But ta-da! We have the stick. So obviously, when you're done with this, the stick is going to go inside, and you're going to have a nice barrette. So I thought we would just make a real quick one today. And then I promise I will get another flower up, maybe Sunday. I've got the whole weekend here on my own. My husband's going camping. My son will be here, but he rides his motorcycle, so he won't be here. So it'll give me some time to go ahead and make those flowers this weekend. And it'll give me time to leach the clay this time. So it's not quite so soft. Also, we all came back kind of sick. My daughter-in-law didn't feel good on Sunday night when we drove out to Anaheim. My other granddaughter got sick on, I think it was Monday. And my husband started feeling bad Tuesday. And he didn't spend the 3 days with us. He just took Monday and Tuesday off. So he drove back home Sunday night. And we stayed the 3rd day without him. And then I started feeling sick to my stomach. Ooh, maybe, I don't know, maybe a couple days ago. So I don't know what virus we picked up. But we ate so much junk that I have a feeling it was just everything that we ate. So I don't know if you remember the video we did a long time ago, and it was a mother of pearl. So I'm doing that again, but I'm going to try and make darker colors. So I'm probably going to have to run this through the pasta machine when I'm done, and then add more colors until I get that darkness that I want. Makumigani is probably what we're going to end up with before we slice it all up. But I want this dark. So I'm using basic summer colors. Oh, I love this green. It's not a citrine. I think it's emerald. It is. And I may end up using a little bit of translucent on its own. Okay, so this is a dual blue and green. This is a sapphire blue. Let me see if I have another purple. This one's a misty lavender, and this is a reflex violet. So we've got a couple different purples. So what I'm going to do is put these in order. And that way when I go back for the second coat on them, I'll know what color I use. It's not much of a difference. That purple's got a little bit more blue in it. So we'll make this one a little thicker. We'll do this blue. So hope you guys have had a great week. Again, thanks again for taking part in the giveaway. And we have another one, as you know, going on right now. That will be announced not this Sunday, but next. So good luck to you guys all on that. Oh, what other color do I want to use? Let's see if I have one more different color green. I have one, but it's really light. Oh, no, I want it bright. I think I need to go get me some more of this stuff. I guess we can try and do a gold. Okay. And I don't have another green that's dark. All I have is citrine. So we're going to go back to the emerald. Add that dark purple again. And I'll go back to the blue and just finish it off. You can only put so much mica powder on. If you put more than one layer, it just lays on top because it's got nothing to stick to, as you can see. So we're just going to slide that off here. Okay, and now we're just going to fold it in half. And I'm going to put this in the pasta machine just like that. So I will see you in a bit. Okay, so we are back, and we ran it through about 4 times. So now we're going to do it one more time. If you put too much of this stuff with translucent, it turns it into like, the only way I can describe it is like bread dough. When you add more flour to your dough, and you notice how as the dough's getting closer to being, where it needs to be, it's kind of flaky, and you'll get like these thin little pieces that peel off. That's what this does with the translucent clay. So I don't want to put too much in there and have that happen to where I can't put this together. So we're done with the green. Oop, that might have been a little bit too much gold. Oh well. Okay, and we're going to go the dark blue. Do that there. Do that there. Do the dark purple here. And the dark purple there. I think that's probably all we're going to be able to get away with. So, let me be smart and put these all away. Now there's one that I want to leave out, and I love this color, and I can't find it in the big bottles. It came with a bunch of small ones, and I think it's 651 is the number, and it's a pearl. Okay, you can see how that's like a white pearl. There's one that's more clear, and oh, it's just awesome. And now that I'm looking for it, watch, I won't find it. Okay, well anyways, I'm going to fold this back up, put it through the pasta machine, and I'll look for that other one. Okay, so we are back, and these are the pearls. So this one is a 652. I'll try and show you the difference. This is a 651, which is a lot more white, but this 650 is really like clear. No, I'm sorry, this is 651. It is like my favorite color, because there's not a whole lot to it. It's just like a clear, silvery, sparkly mica powder. So I'm going to keep that out. Okay, so this is how we made our pearl tutorial, and you'll find that's a little lower on the page. It was a couple years ago, I think, that I made it. But to this, we're going to add a little bit of Clay Boutique. She did something to where she added some bronze onto the back. And I'm going to do that for this. Because I thought it was really cool. But before I do that, I want to do a little twist here. So I've got a bunch of translucent. And I want to add some of that clear in there. I think I just dropped a big chunk down here. So I've got this cut in number 1. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this. I'm not worried about it being even. Just 3. That's it. Just want to add a little bit of depth into this. So I'm adding plain translucent, but before I do that, I'm going to add some of this micro pearl. And I don't want to use the paintbrush that I used, so we're just going to use my finger here. Although I don't make so much of a mess when I use a paintbrush. Let me see if I have another clean paintbrush. Finding a clean paintbrush in this house is impossible. Okay, I'm going to turn that over. Yes, see how it doesn't want to stick? That's because of the mica powder. I don't remember what video Clay Boutique used the copper in or the bronze in. So you'll have to search for that, but I just like it because I love that color and it made a really cool backing. But she cut into it, if I remember right, and then sliced this stuff on top of that, and that way you kind of got little striated lines of the bronze. Excuse me. So that's what we're trying to attempt here. Okay, so we're just going to stretch this out. Cut it in half. Okay. And if you got any extra mica powder, just pick it up like that. Okay, so now let's do our little create design thingy we do. So this is all the same from what I made before with the mother of pearl, except I didn't add the translucent in the middle like I did. But instead of cutting this up with our fingers into little pieces, we're gonna shave it. I think I may end up doing what we did before instead, but we're gonna see how it looks first. Or I might have to make one that way and then make the one the way I normally make it. Alright, so now we're just looking for something. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of cut into this just to see what it looks like. Oh, it's so soft. It is so soft. Okay, I kind of like the colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one my way. So these are the colors that we're getting out of them. And just kind of cut it up anywhere. Definitely not rocket science. It's probably the best canes to make because then there's no pressure. Okay. So I'm going to do one more. And this one I'm going to flatten out and do Clay Boutique's idea on the backing. run it through the pasta machine a couple times here. There we go. Now we got a little bit more blue here. And then I'll have to hit pause and go grab some bronze clay. Okay, so we have that one done. This one, I'm going to run it through the pasta machine on a 0 here, because I want these to be thick but not too thick. And let's see if I have bronze right here. I do. Yay. Okay. Oh my gosh. Bronze is probably my favorite metallic color made. There's just so much you can do with it. And it's great for just the backing. And it's great to put some lines and everything. And if you want to make a kaleidoscope cane or makumigani, this looks awesome with gold and silver and pearl colors. It's just a well-round colored clay. Perfect. Okay, so we have 2 right there. A little bit more. All right, so this one I'm going to set aside. And we're going to do mine first, okay? So what we're going to do here is we're just going to smooth this out. Okay, so you kind of have that mother of pearl, but obviously the colors are a lot darker. We're just going to get it nice and thin. Oh, but not too thin. And I'm going to lay that on a thick piece of bronze. Okay, we're going to need all of this, I think. Actually, we don't. I'm just going to cut this out around. And the great thing about this is you can peel it off and put it all together again. And you can make a couple of these, because there really isn't any patterns. So that's what I'll probably do. Okay. And we'll come back later and do that. Okay, so this I want to put on the bronze. And you want to make sure it's all nice and smooth and even. Oh, sorry. So there we go. Well, that was a great cut. So I don't know if there's mica powder on my workspace, but you want this to stick. So So I'm going to turn this around now, and I'm going to put some texture on the back before I forget. Just to make sure it's even. Have you ever like been away from something for a while and then you come back to it and it feels like you're all thumbs? That would be me today. I just feel like it's been so long. It's like, what am I doing? Okay, so we're done there. Yes, we want this to stick. And I don't think it is for us today. Okay, so now you're just going to lay your cutter on there. And with these cutters, as usual, you want to make sure your outsides are in there, but you also have to put pressure on the insides because those are cutters too. And if you don't do those individually, then they won't cut out. Oh, that's going to be really pretty, I think. Okay, so I want this to curve. So let me find something I can put this around. I'll be right back. All right, well, I'm not sure what I have to wrap this around, but I found this cup. And it looks like it was a cup from Michael's. We don't want a whole lot of curve to it. Okay, so we've got that laid down. I don't know what happened here, but I got a little mark right here. And of course, dog hair never fails. Okay, so there's one. Okay, and now we're going to do the Clay Boutique one. So we're going to grab some copper here. Or I keep calling this copper, it's bronze. It's definitely bronze. Okay, and this one we're going to do the rectangle. So we just need a little bit more of the bronze. Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm off fingers, so if I am, let me know. It's kind of like everything. It takes a while to get back into the groove of things when you're gone for a few days. Maybe I'm just dealing with the effects of the roller coasters on my brain. Okay, so now what we're going to do with this is we want to attach this. Okay. Nope, actually, God, I'm sorry, guys. I need this. We want that side because this is going to be our top. So now we're just going to you want a thick blade to do this. Even a credit card would be fine. Let me see if I have anything thicker than this one. They're all pretty thin. Could try this. There we go. That might work a little better. Okay, so I think you know where I'm going with this. And then we're going to peel it back. Hopefully, I may have made this way too thick. Yeah, it's been a long time since I watched that video. So before I get really into this, I'm going to cut one more slice, and we may have to just slice into it one more time. This is what happens when you go by memory. Sometimes it's not so good. That's enough to take off. Okay, so now we're going to try that again. But on this piece right here, I'm going to make it like a number, I'm going to make it a number 6 or something. Just something really thin. Sorry about that. That was my fault. Sometimes the brain just doesn't remember. I used to subscribe to a bunch of channels, and now I don't anymore because I don't want to, as you know, be influenced, but unfortunately we're influenced by everything that we see. So that's why I try and credit where I see some of this stuff when I can. Okay, so this one I'm making it a number 3, since we're going to be adding a layer on top. So hopefully this works. I could have used a little bit more in there. I like that. If you've gone too thick like I just did, you can try and lay it back down and then pull it off again, because you're going to run your brayer over this again to make sure you got nice smooth lines. So you can always go back on that. I don't quite know how I want this to end. I'm going to grab a little bit more off the top here. Okay. And this is where it's going to end up. So I'm going to pick this up, because the farther away it is from me, the less I can see. I'm going to put this about right there. But on this one, I'm going to pull a little bit more off the top. And again, if you don't feel like you're really happy with what you just did, go ahead and grab these little pieces and put them right back on top. So like this right here, I want a couple more lines. Okay, this one, do we want to do the same thing? I think we're just going to grab that like that. Okay, so I'm thinking that's going to be perfect right there. So now what do? Now we move all this over, and if you like some of this that's on the back, I don't have any pieces that have any really nice defining lines on them. Maybe this isn't too bad. So I'll grab that piece. Use the right side of the blade, unlike me. Alright, so now I just want to sand this, or not sand it, we just want to lay it all down. To me, the more lines, the better. And if you want to put some circles in there, you can do that. Okay, so the way I'm looking at it, it shrinks about right there. So I might have to take a little bit of this and just kind of bury it down here on the bottom. And then I'll take a thin piece of bronze and I'll lay it over the back so that it hides whatever imperfections I just made. Okay, so that looks much better. Okay. All right, so now if we turn it upside down, you'll see what I'm talking about with the imperfections. So now we are just going to take a thin piece of bronze and just cover that up. I'm probably going to do like a number 6 because I don't need it much thicker than that. And if you have Sculpey Primo, use that. Souffle would work. Do not use Sculpey 3 because I think if you bend that, it will definitely break apart. It'll probably snap right in half on you. So I wouldn't use that. Okay. So I'm just going to set that right there. That way I know where to end. Okay, so again, make sure you texture your back really nice. Just like that. And then we're going to stick this in the oven for an hour. And then we're going to come back and I'll show you it. And then we're going to put resin on it. My hair is too short to show you what it'll look like. Okay. So there you go. nice clean circles. I'm just going to lay this right around the back end. Okay, so that's what we got on that. And I know when this gets resined, it's going to look so good. All those colors are going to come out. Okay, so we're going to go put these in the oven, and we'll be back in about an hour. See you then. Alrighty guys, so we are back, and these are our 2 hair slides. So that was the one that we did with the pearl, and I know that it looks really dull, but we haven't put resin on it yet. So basically, I'm sure you guys know how to use these. I just don't know if you go front and back. I don't remember how exactly you use these. I think you just put it in like this. Oh, and I know my holes were big enough. Okay. So you got these wonderful little hair slides. The only problem with these is they are bendy. Obviously, you want them bendy. But, yeah, because you're going to want it like that. I don't wear these. My hair is never that long. But what I'm wondering is if you put resin on them, okay, now how did I get that in before? If you put resin on them, they're going to, you know what I mean? I don't think they're going to be that bendy. So, that means I may have to actually buff these. Sand and buff them. The only thing I don't want to buff them for is because I never get the shine that you get with resin on it. So, I mean, look at how cool that looks. And that's what it'll look like with the resin. And the same as this one. See what a difference it is and how you get the depth? So these are a little stiff. Or not stiff, these are a little big. So I might have to make my hole just a tad bit bigger. But that's what they look like. That's the finished piece. Again, if you guys wear them, I would love to see how you guys wear these. And yeah, I still don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you guys get these in. I mean, I could see doing it this way. So maybe it's the back way. Like that, right? So if you make them too thick, you probably won't get them to bend. You make them too thin, and you might actually break them. So I'm going to put some resin on this, and I'm going to clean out my holes a little bit. And I'll show you what it looks like when they're all done. So we'll see you in a bit. Alrighty guys, so we have the resin on it. And what I did was I made one more. I just had some lacy cane here. God, see how I am with my cane? This is why I don't sell them, because I'm just so unorganized. But I took some lacy cane and I made thin strips with it, and I took that bronze and I did it at a number 5, and I've got that in the oven laying flat right now. So I want to see what that's going to look like when I do it flat. Maybe put resin on it while it's flat and see if it'll bend a little bit. I don't know. But anyways, there are our finished pieces. I love the shine that it gives you. And this is why we did what we do to the back, is we put the texture on it, so you don't have to touch it once the texture's on it. Okay, and again, so it's bendable with the resin on it. So I'm pretty happy about that. I think the holes might be a little small, so I might have to make those a little bigger or get smaller ones of these. But it fits nice and tight. And since I don't wear these, I don't know if they're supposed to fit like that or not. But again, I slide them through and it works. Look at that. Isn't that pretty shine? So that's it for the hair clips. And the resin I used today was just the regular, I guess it's, I don't know if it's Chinese or Japanese. It looks like it's Chinese resin. It's like Quayo DIY. Just look for that flowers and leaves and stuff like that. That's the one I used today. Did well. I just used a paintbrush and laid it on, and it didn't leave any streaks. It kind of self-leveled a little bit. So there's no streaks from the paintbrush, so I'm happy with that. And it only took 8 minutes. So that's it. We'll talk to you guys later on this week. Have a great week. And if I don't talk to you before the weekend, have a great Memorial weekend. I will link you to my Amazon store where I will have these there. And we're probably going to have a sale on our cutters this weekend. So stick around. We'll see you next time. Bye.